Hi, I'm Rachel from My Stampin' Haven. Thank you very much for joining me for another YouTube tutorial. Today we're going to be making this gorgeous Hoot and Hootabelle birthday card. So let's get started. This is an A4 piece of paper that I've cut down to 16.5 centimetres. Now again, I'll give you metric and imperial measurements with this. So this is 29.7 by 16.5 centimetres, which is 11 and 11/16 by 6.5 inches. Okay, so I'm going to bring my scorer trimmer over and I'm going to start scoring with it. Okay, so we start at 7, 14, 21 and 28. Now in inches, that's 2 3/4, 5.5 inch, 8.25 inch and 11 inch. And we turn it this way and we'll do that at 7.5 centimetres, which is 2 15/16. Okay, so we'll just grab the paper snips. Okay, so this line down here, we need to cut in on an angle from here. Okay, so snip it in and just cut along that first score line and take that away because we don't need that. Now these score lines here, that one there, that one there and that one there, we're just going to snip down. Okay, so now we've got our flaps all cut out. I'm going to grab the bone folder and just start lightly folding every line there. Okay, so now that that's done, we're just going to start sticking down our pieces of paper on the inside flaps, or sorry, the outside flaps and the other outer flaps. Okay, so the DSP that I'm using is Nursery Nest. Now Nursery Nest is now a retired product, but you can pick it up for quite a good price on the clearance rack blitz at the moment on the Stampin Up website. This is the link now popping up on the video, and if you just follow the link you'll go to the clearance rack blitz and you'll find Nursery Nest there. Okay, so we'll start doing the outside first. So I've got 3 pieces of 6.5 by 7 centimetres, which is 2 9/16 by 2 3/4, and they get stuck to those parts there. Then I've got 3 pieces of 6.5 by 8.5 centimetres, and they are 2 9/16 by 3 13/16, and they just get stuck to those spots there. So let's glue those down now, and I'm just going to use Tombow because I've run out of my 2-way glue. Okay, so the outside's done. Now we flip it over and we'll put the DSP on this side as well. Okay, so now that we've stuck that down, what I'm going to do is bring across this piece of paper here. Now this is 6.5 by 16 centimetres, and that's the piece that's actually going to go on the back of the card for you to write on. So I'm going to be stamping on this piece of paper with this set here, which is Delightful Dozen, and I'm going to use this stamp here. I'm only going to ink part of this stamp, just the happy birthday part. So I'm going to grab my Stampin' Right marker, which is, there we go, this is Perfect Plum, and I'm going to be using the brush end, that end there. And I'm just going to very, very lightly colour in the happy birthday part of the stamp. So now that that's all inked up, just breathe on it because a bit of moist, warm air can actually re-moisten the ink. And we'll just stamp that in the middle. There we go. So I'll just grab my Tombow and we'll stick that one down. Now this is the piece that fits on the inside of the box, just there. I've done it as purple because I'm actually going to be doing a night sky theme with the Hoot and Hootabelle card. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab my Elegant Eggplant ink, and I'm actually going to sponge daub around the edges just to give it a bit of a night sky kind of feel to it. Now I'm just going to grab my sponge dauber that I use for the Whisper White ink, and I'm just going to grab Whisper White. This is a pigment based ink, so it does take a little while to dry. You can speed it up with your heat tool, but I tend to use my Embossing Buddy, which is this guy here. I tend to use that to dry the white ink up a little bit faster. So just get your sponge dauber nice and wet with the white ink. Whoops, inked my finger there. And just in that corner there, just press down to create a moon. There we go. I don't know if you can see that. So I've just created a bit of a moon with that. So we'll just let that dry. So that's dry now. So what I'm going to do now is get my Embossing Buddy, and I'm just going to very, very lightly kind of draw a bit of a circle around that little white circle that we've done, because this is actually going to be the moon. So just get your finger and kind of draw a bit of an aura around the moon. I hope you can see that. It's just a little bit of a faint aura around there with the chalk dust. Okay, so now that that part's done, what I'm going to do now is start sticking down a couple of stars. Now I've cut these on the Big Shot out of silver Glimmer cardstock. This is absolutely gorgeous. It's in our annual catalogue. And I've actually cut it using the framelit set for the circle card Thinlits. So I'm just going to stick a few of these stars on the background with some Dimensionals. Okay, now if you want to add a little bit more bling, you can use the Rhinestone jewels, and I'm just going to use a couple of little small ones. Okay, so now that that part's done, we can actually glue that onto the card. So bring the card back over, and this will be glued down in that space there. So now we can start sealing our box up. I'm just sticking my bone folder inside and dragging it along the seam just to give it a nice seal, just that seam down there. Okay, I usually like to just give the flaps a bit more of a fold so that they fold down a little bit nicer. So there we go, that's the start of our box so far. Okay, now the inserts. Okay, so I've got, let's put that off to the side, I've got two pieces here. I'm not going to put a gift card insert in this one because it's aimed at a younger person. So I've got two pieces here. They are 2.5 centimetres by 12 centimetres, which is 1 inch by 4 3/4. So I'll grab my cutter, just bring that over, and I'm just going to score them on 2.5 centimetres on each end, so 1 inch at each end. Okay, so remember when they go in the box, they go like that. So you've got the one at the back with the flaps folding towards the back, and the one at the front with the flaps fold to the front. Okay, so we can start sticking those in now. I'm going to use sticky strip. So I've got my sticky strip. That's it there. And we'll just start sticking the inserts into the box. Okay, so the inserts are in. So now we can start sticking in our little designs. Okay, here is Hoot and Hootabelle. I've actually stuck them on some window sheeting, some acetate, so that we can prop them up and make them look like they're flying inside the box. I've actually done these with the bird builder punch and the owl builder punch, and coming up right now is a photo of how I've actually constructed them. So I've got those, plus I've also got some extra stars that I've cut and put on acetate as well, and we're just going to sprinkle those all around the box. So now all we need here is just a greeting for the front. So I'll stamp that up now. And the stamp set I'm going to use for the front sentiment is Perfectly Penned, and I'll be using the Happy Birthday stamp here. And I'm just going to use Perfect Plum. This is the framelit set, and I'll be using this one here. So we'll just put the big shot in the way. Magnetic platform in first. Oops, cutting plate on the bottom. Just pop your sentiment there. And then the framelit right on top. Blade down, and then whoops, another plate just on top, and then start running it through your big shot. So we'll just move those out of the way, and there is our die cut label. Now I have actually taken this framelit, turned it the other way, and traced a slightly larger label to actually give this a bit of a border to it. Oops, turn it that way. Just to give this little label a bit of a border. So we'll just glue that one down. Okay, and I'm actually going to raise it up on some dimensionals on the front there. Now I think that's just about done, but I reckon we need a couple more stars just there. So we'll stick a few more stars on there. And I'm just going to put a bit of ribbon around the box. This is the Whisper White stitched Grosgrain ribbon, which is in our annual catalogue. Okay, there we have it. So that's our card all done. There we go. So now we need to make a custom envelope. So we'll just put that aside for now. This has been cut to 25.4 by 25.4, which is 10 inch by 10 inch. So if we grab the stylus from the side of the punch board and line this up at the score line 12.1, which is 4 3/4, and just start punching and scoring the whole way around. Okay, and then just turn your envelope around and just round off the edges on. Just get your scorer and start folding and scoring. And then just start gluing. And there you have it, your envelope to match your Hoot-Astic. Thank you very much for joining me for this video. I hope you look forward to the next one.